Hi guys, I'm back with a new video and let's talk about The Crow. So if you have been following me and if you know, you don't need to know a lot about me, but I'm pretty sure you will know that this is one that I've been really looking forward to, this film, The Crow remake. I think they're setting it up as not exactly a remake, but a reimagining or something. But yeah, let's be honest, it's a remake. But if you know me, if you know a little bit about what I like and my taste and stuff, you know that not only this was definitely on my most anticipated list, but also that I might be the only person that has high hopes for this film, or that I had high hopes because I've already seen it. But yeah, I was really looking forward to it for multiple reasons. Not only I really like the original film, I love Bill Skarsgård, and I think it totally suits this world and this character. So yeah, I might be the only person that was really looking forward to this one. I know a lot of people have doubts about this film, so I'm here to tell you if you should be scared or if this is going to be like a pleasant surprise. So let's get to it. I'm pretty sure you all know what The Crow is about. This one follows basically the same premise, which is about a couple that is brutally murdered, and the guy, which is played by Bill Skarsgård, Eric, he's brought back to life and given a second chance to avenge his lover. So it's a pretty basic story, and the original film is definitely really basic and standard and easy to follow. This one is slightly different. But before I get into my thoughts, let me tell you who stars in the film. So obviously I've already mentioned Bill Skarsgård, but this also stars FKA Twigs, which was a choice. At least it was a surprise for me when I found out she was playing the love interest of Bill Skarsgård's character, Eric. But yeah, I'll get to that. As well as Danny Houston and Laura Byrne. I hope I'm pronouncing her name right. And now let's get to what you want to know. So let's get to my thoughts. So I'm prepared to be in the minority here. I have no idea what people will think about this film because I've watched this really early and no one has seen it yet, and I have no idea what the few people that have seen it. I'm pretty sure displayed in a few festivals, so people have definitely seen it, but I have no idea what those people thought. And with the people who saw it with me at the screening, they kind of agree with me, but not totally. And I know I'm kind of biased towards this film, mainly because of Bill Skarsgård, but I'm prepared to be in the minority here. So I quite enjoyed this film. I liked it. I think I like it as much as the original, so that says a lot. It's by any means a flawless film. I have a few criticisms, but I think it does a lot of things well. So they do change a few things, it's expected, and one of the main things about the plot is changed, which initially was kind of jarring for me because it is revealed pretty early in the film, I think in the first half, definitely. So I was a bit taken back by what they decided to go with. Yeah, I'm trying not to spoil anything because it was something that I was not expecting, and initially I was on the fence with it, But the more the story evolved and as the movie progressed, I started getting on board with it, and I think it makes sense with this world. I think it's something that I'm not 100% sure because I haven't seen the original in a while, but I think it's something that is missing in that original film, and they changed that here, which makes sense in my opinion. But even though they changed that thing, they kept all the important bits from the original film. So what you remember vividly from the first film is like that happens in this one. Again, I'm trying not to spoil the original either, so I would say like the key moments of the original film still happen in this one. So it's not a completely different film. It is a The Crow remake, as I said. So I don't think people will be disappointed with this one. Also because people have like really low expectations for this film. So the chances of being surprised are high. I had high expectations for this film, and it turned out being like solid, good, and kind of what I was expecting, because the story is the same. The visually it is pretty similar to the original. It has a lot of like texture, the rain, the dark tones, the city. Like all of that is still present in this film, so I think people will like that. Obviously, I am a bit biased, but I think Bill Skarsgård just is really good in this role. I always thought he suited this role really well, and I still think that after watching the film, because he's definitely the best part about the film, like his performance. FKA Twigs was like, I was a bit apprehensive. She takes her time like getting into the character. Like the first scenes are a bit rough, and I wasn't super into her. Like in the beginning, I was just like, okay, so she's not gonna be good. But then the story progresses, and she finds her footing. And yeah, I thought she was good as well. Obviously, she's not as present in the film as Bill Skarsgård for obvious reasons. If you know the story, you know that like it's basically him. But the scenes where she's present, she ends up being good. What I wasn't super into was the soundtrack. I was expecting a lot more like rock and heavier songs. The music leans a bit more into the indie and the emo style. I don't know, I didn't really like that choice. I think the score is good, but the soundtrack, the actual music that they choose to play in the film, it wasn't super like the vibe I wanted from the film. So yeah, I think that's my least favorite thing about the film. Like the thing that I just didn't really like was the music. The movie also kind of has a little bit of CGI that is noticeable at times, but on the bright side is that this is really gory. Like there's so much gore, so much violence in the film. Like this is a proper horror movie, while the original one, it is a horror movie, but I would say it's more of a thriller. I know like thriller and horror are in the same like genre, are in the same umbrella, but this one is like full on horror because of the violence and the gore, and a lot of things are really explicit. So I love that. I love that about this film. And yeah, overall I would say this is a pretty solid film. Like, as I said, I liked it as much as the original one. I understand if people don't agree with me on that, but I don't think people will be as mad about this film as they initially thought they would. It's not a bad film. I think it's a good one. You just have to give it a chance. Not flawless, but solid. And to post that, let's get to my scores. So overall, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. I was expecting a little bit more, mainly on like the soundtrack part, but I can't be mad at this film. Like everyone has so low expectations that yeah, I think this will surprise people. They just have to give it a chance. Like yeah, it's good. Cinematography, I also give it a 3.5 out of 5. As I said, I loved the texture, the rain, the location, the tones like being like really dark, just like the original. It starts like bright and soft, and then it transitions to the darker side, which makes sense for the story. And I saw what they were doing, and I appreciate that. And originality, I give it a 3 out of 5. Obviously, it's not 100% original. It's based on a comic. It's based on a previous film. But they changed something that I think makes it original and interesting. And yeah. So these are my thoughts on The Crow. I'm so curious to find out what everyone thinks of this film. So if you have seen it already, let me know in the comments what you thought. Let me know if you have like a big attachment to the original film and how you feel about this new one. Did you like Bill Skarsgård as Eric? And yeah, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!